Alright guys, my name is Elbent and welcome to Mitrasphere. Now, Mitrasphere is a social gacha game similar to those of GBF and Is, where you take part in a lot of raids together with other people and a bunch of other contents that you can tackle with your friends and, well, just a bunch of people. And I dare to say that Mitrasphere is one of the most underrated gacha game out there. I think it's because Crunchyroll didn't do a great job promoting this game, and this game is not one of those beginner friendly game. But Mitrasphere is definitely one of my favorite gacha game, even though I haven't played Mitrasphere for a long period of time. I played this game like last month and played this game for like 3 or 4 days, and well, I have my reason why I don't play Mitrasphere, but I have to say Mitrasphere is a great game and has a lot of potential, and you can definitely have fun in this game. Now, before we actually get into the gameplay and the game itself, I just want to say that Mitrasphere right now is having a half anniversary event, and this is probably going to be one of the best time to get into Mitrasphere because you can get 100 free pulls for 10 days of playing time. And you can also pull on this special gacha right here, and this special gacha right here is definitely worth it to pull on. And you will also get a legendary box later down the road in the event, and you can choose any weapon that you want. So let's actually pull on this free banner and let's see what we got. Alright, so this is the gacha system in Mitrasphere. About the PD and stuff, we'll talk about that later, but this is just the gacha screen right here. And as you can see, alright, we got nothing. We got nothing rare, but that's fine for... Oh, no, we actually got 2 Rainbow. Rogue Buster and Rogue Arc. Alright, so that's really good. I don't know what are they used for. Damage dealt up, massive. Alright, so I think this can be used in... Yeah, I don't know if you can use it. But yeah, we'll talk about like the equipment system and the rotation system. They actually have kind of like this this system where you like combo weapons around, and the community call it rotation. And yeah, so yeah, that's the gacha, and they are doing 100 free pulls and 10 pulls per day for 10 days. So yeah, this is definitely one of the best time to actually join in on the fun. Alright, so when it comes to Mitrasphere, most of the content that you need to do comes in this event step right here. So in this event tab right here, this is pretty much sums up everything that you need to do. So there is this event right here, the winter event, and also there's this weekly dungeons, and then there's also this guerrilla right here. Guerrilla right here is pretty much where you farm a bunch of currencies and also some limited accessories. But when it comes to accessories, usually people in the early game farm this weekly bosses or like this limited time bosses right here, like Kelkris, King Cat Sith, or this Marte right here. And yeah, that is pretty much like everything that you need to do. It's pretty straightforward actually. This game is pretty straightforward. So you do like weekly bosses, farm it, and well, you got items, right? So it's pretty similar to like Grand Summoners in that sense, I think, where there's like a bunch of limited time dungeons and you have to farm it, things like that. And yeah, so you just select it right here. So first of all, what you need to do is to click on this exclamation mark right here, and then click on the event that you need to do. So and then you click co-op, and then you will search on the matches that you want to join. Now, this is the problem. This is why I don't play Mitrasphere for a long time, is because the lack of player that is actually playing this game. Just like what I said in the beginning, this game is really underrated. Not a lot of people are actually aware of this game. That is why not a lot of people are actually playing Mitrasphere. So if you want to find a match, it's probably going to take a long time, and And if you're, especially if you're like low level where you can't like solo the levels and things like that, it's gonna be hard to find a room that actually accepts you. Now, the good thing about doing like dungeons in Mitrasphere is that they actually don't cost any stamina. So there is no stamina system in this game whatsoever, right? So you just can play over and over again until you are satisfied or you are done with your grinding. And that is really good in my opinion, right? That is really rare. A gacha game without stamina is really rare, especially as good as Mitrasphere. That is why I am actually kind of like ashamed why people are not playing this game, because I feel like this game is really unique. It has a bunch of potential, especially with like the no stamina system, the complicated weapon system, and also the animations, in my opinion, for an old game like Mitrasphere is really good. And like the character models are not that bad whatsoever. And yeah, I just hope that people are actually playing this game more, because again, Mitrasphere is one of my favorite game, and I think it's not fair that like Mitrasphere has this low of a population base, and I just want people to actually play more of this game. Alright, so that is pretty much like the dungeon system of Mitrasphere. There's no stamina, and you need to search like for rooms and stuff in order to do the dungeons. So yeah, that is the battle system in the dungeon. Now let's talk about the equipment system in Mitrasphere. Alright, so now let's talk about the equipment system. So the equipment system in this game is pretty unique. You can actually equip 8 weapons, and all of the skills that your character uses actually comes from the weapons. Now, the armor and accessories in this game are less impactful. They don't like contribute to your skills and things like that. But when it comes to weapons, it is going to be hard to like make a bastion slot weapon rotation or like weapon slot in this game unless you are like constantly pulling the gacha or, well, being a dolphin or a whale. As a free-to-play player, it's really hard in Mitrasphere to actually build a good like a weapon grid. There is like a lot of free-to-play version when it comes to like weapon rotation, but I can guarantee you it's not going to be as great, right? Because, well, 8 weapons, like the exact 8 weapons that you need to pull in order to make a bastion slot weapon is not easy to do as a free-to-play unless you're extremely lucky, and you also need to build like 5 classes. That is why I think this game is not as free-to-play friendly, but this game is definitely fun. And if you only want to build like 1 or 2 jobs, then this game becomes pretty free-to-play friendly, and it's going to be pretty fun. But yeah, that is pretty much the equipment tabs for Mitrasphere. And that is pretty much like the general things that you can get in Mitrasphere. So in my opinion, if you don't mind the low population of this game, then definitely give this game a try, because this game is really unique with the no stamina system and like the unique equipment system and like the complicated and like deep learning curve. It's a pro gamer game. I have to say, like, it's a gamer game, you know. Like, if you manage to learn and actually play this game for a long time, then you are a gamer. Right? Even I don't manage to actually play for a long time in this game because of like the low population, and I don't have the patience to wait for like rooms to open and things like that. But yeah, if you don't mind and you have the patience like to wait for raid rooms and stuff like that, I definitely recommend you guys to actually play this game, because this game is super fun. And as usual guys, goodbye, have a nice day, and keep playing mobile games.